Hello, hello.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're following us on Facebook, you know that I have a massive headache. My eyes are like super dark. But I'm going to get through this. Whether I'm sick or not, I always am cheery. so, right? So we're going to get through this. Lou's a little under the weather, so she might not do too much talking today.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great.
I guess first things first is I want to give 2 shout outs. I want to give Fred and Mary with the Edelkampers a huge thank you for being our moderators since day one.
Mm-hmm.
You have been supporting us. You're not just our moderators, but you're our dear friends. So thank you so much for always being here for us. And for everybody that tunes in after the fact to watch the live and you don't know who they are, their link is in the description. Please go check out their channel and give them some love and let them know that you're there from Lou and Angie with Eat, Sleep, RV Repeat.
And what's the name of the channel?
The Edelkampers. Did I say that?
No.
Okay, Mary Fred with the Edelkampers. Now the second shout out I want to give is to Melody and Lou with Living Our Dream Now, who have also since day one have been constant and have come rain and shine to every single live. So thank you so much, both of you, for being our dear friends and supporting us.
Yes, I think I have body aches and I have a sore throat and my left ear hurts. Yeah, I guess I have, I don't know, a flu or cold or something.
Yeah.
I am taking antibiotics. I don't have a fever. Not yet, anyway. I hope I don't because we travel tomorrow. So
Yeah.
Travel days, not feeling well is not the best.
Right. Which means it's a possibility that I will be driving and she will be taking care of Lexi. I don't know which one's worse, driving or taking care of Lexi.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
I would rather drive.
I think I'd rather drive because I don't feel well. Because I just have to concentrate on one thing. And with Lexi, it's a dance. You have to open the window, you have to close the window, you have to let her walk, you have to let her come back. So that might be actually more of a struggle for me.
Damn, I already knew what playlist I was going to listen to.
Oh. And there's that, the playlist.
Oh, man. Well, second, because the first was the thank you. Second, I want to kind of apologize. Not that I think it makes that huge difference that we did not do a live at Wildwood, the Three Flags Campground in Wildwood, Florida, because we always do a live prior to leaving.
Right.
And we were set to be there for a full 21 days, 3 weeks, and we were only there 6 days. We decided to leave last minute, unexpected, due to Hurricane Ian. So because of that, we never did a live because the day before we were just breaking down to take off that next morning. So unfortunately, we didn't really get to record anything there either. So I am looking forward to another visit to Wildwood in the near future so that we can get a tour and we can get a neighborhood drive and take advantage of those amenities.
Yeah. And the Edelkampers, I believe, are taking off from there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they want people to know that they were there, so you shouldn't have said that.
Sorry, Mary. Yeah. We spent a lot of time with them and it's always fun.
Yeah, it was awesome hanging out with them, not just at Rose Bay, which is the current vlogs that are now going out. We just did, the last video that went up was the neighborhood drive. The next few videos are also at Rose Bay. So all the vlogs are still currently at the Rose Bay RV Resort, which was in Port Orange.
Right.
So you're going to see Mary and Fred a lot in those videos. And then that's when we went to Wildwood together thereafter. And now we're in Breezy Hill, which is in Pompano Beach, Florida. We did do a tour of this park. It is in our playlist. And this is basically home base for us. This is where we come to whenever we have our doctor's appointments. And since the hurricane really wasn't going to come to South Florida, it just made the most sense to come here. And if winds would have been too high, we could have gone to her sister's house.
Right, which
They
isn't far at all.
Yeah, they weren't too high. It did reach the night before the hurricane landed in the 50s. And my God, that was crazy. The
You were sleeping.
trailer. Well, even in the daytime before I fell asleep, I can feel the push. Like you feel the trailer moving off the tire. Like the push of it was crazy. But you said that it was even worse at nighttime when I went to sleep.
Yeah, overnight you could hear the wind howling and everything.
Wow.
And I guess we were getting feeder bands from the hurricane as it was coming inland. I guess we were getting feeder because it was a big hurricane. So I guess we were getting feeder bands. And yeah, I mean, we're in a tiny trailer. It's 20 feet, you know, and it's 3,500 pounds, which isn't much.
Yeah, it's a light trailer.
So yeah, I mean, it was bad at night. I was a little freaked out, and then we had tornado warnings.
Oh, that, yeah.
Just north of us in Boca Raton, and just south of us in Davie. So
no, and also a little bit west in Tamarack, there were tornado warnings
Coral
too.
Springs, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was scary.
So we were like here, and like north of us there was tornadoes, and then south of us there was tornadoes, and then west of us there were tornadoes. So it was you know, it was a tough night.
Yeah, and the one that actually occurred north of us, just a little bit after Boca and Delray, the tornadoes actually like flattened out apartment buildings, homes. Like there were neighborhoods that got completely devastated over there.
Yeah.
So that's really sad.
Yeah.
I'm
we
glad.
did okay.
Yeah, we did good.
We fared well. We're in good shape.
So we decided to just stay here for the full 2 weeks. Might as well have just stayed here. No point in coming for a few days and then going back to Wildwood. It's a really long drive.
Well, it gave us an opportunity to hang out with my sister.
It did.
We were able to go disc golfing. We went to have lunch together.
Yeah.
We watched the dolphin game together. So for me, it's been amazing. I've had a great time. Anytime I get to spend with my sister is always a good time.
Yeah, they're really close.
Yeah.
So speaking of the disc golfing, this is, I guess, a good opportunity to do some self-promotion. So that day I was planning on recording a day in the life. So I busted out the camera and I started recording stuff at the park, which was really funny because the geese were in a really bad mood that day. We've been to Easterland Park to disc golf several times. There's even maybe a couple of vlogs, a short, like when we were doing 5 on the fly and a day in the life, because it's our favorite park and there's a lot of wildlife there. Now I don't know if it's mating season for them or not, but they were aggressive. They kept running after us and trying to attack us. I even ended up getting a clip. I had to put the camera down close to the floor to kind of block the geese from pecking at my legs. But shortly into recording, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to put the camera down because I want to focus more on us spending family time than having to constantly be like, okay, let me record this clip, okay, pose, or whatever the case. But I don't want that footage to go lost, so I will be making it sort of like extended footage or bloopers and putting that in our Patreon with the rest of the weekly videos that we post in there. So if you want to check that out, make sure you become a Patreon. Our tier is just $5. We do donate $1 to St. Jude's Children's Hospital from every subscriber. And after that, you basically get a monthly download digital picture from her photography. Lots of extended footage because it's not just bloopers, it's extended footage. One of the last vlogs I recorded, it was an hour and 21 minutes of footage, a lot. And I kept it like at 20 minutes for YouTube, and I did another 20 minutes for Patreon, and I deleted the rest. So yeah, that's that. I'm not gonna go too detailed into that stuff, but what else?
So I think Mary just mentioned that Rosewood might be on the list. Rose Bay might be on the list of the campgrounds that are closed.
It's closed. It is. Rose Bay is actually closed right now. There's a long list of campgrounds that are closed. That is one of them.
Rose Bay makes sense because we were there and it rained a little bit, and I was like in ankle high water in our site.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And it wasn't even a full day of rain. It's probably like half a day of rain. And it was so high. Sorry.
And that's it's Rose Bay because there's a bay right behind it. It's called Rose Bay. So I would imagine that maybe like with the high winds, the water got kicked in, and that's why it might be flooded.
Right.
And I guess it's taking a little longer because I've been keeping up with the Peace River Thousand Trails group, and the water is receding rather fast.
Yeah.
Which is great to hear. You guys probably know it's my favorite campground, and I can't wait to go back there.
Yeah.
But I saw some pictures, and I mean the pictures from that particular campground were shocking.
Yeah.
Just shocking of how high the river came in.
Yeah, and the people that live there permanently, it's sorry, excuse me, I should have covered the mic. It's really sad that they basically lost their homes. We had made a couple of friends there too, and I know that I think somebody had mentioned that Rich and them had left, but that their fifth wheel was underwater also.
Yeah.
So yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there. We had reservations to go back in November, and I canceled those reservations because I knew that they weren't going to be ready for everyone.
Mary says that she's been attacked by geese.
You've been attacked by geese? Oh my god. It was scary. They have never attacked us before. She was literally yelling at us and like darting took our legs with the head down on the ground. It was scary.
Melanie says, bless you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so that's what ended up happening, and where we're at now. A great thing about where we came, and I'll let you go over that story because it was funny. The day we got here, we were setting up, and what did you come in and tell me about who you were seeing?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. It wasn't the day, it was the day after.
I think it was the morning after. Yeah.
When we got here, it started raining really bad.
Yeah.
So our setup, which we didn't really set up here, we just plugged in basically, and leveled.
Yeah.
But it was raining a lot, and I was out there. I got soaked just trying to plug in sewer, electric, you know.
Yeah.
But I noticed that behind us, almost parallel to us behind us, there was an RV there, and it had a bunch of stickers on it. But I was going, I was trying to get out of the rain and get in here. And then the next day when I came out, just to check on things, I was curious about the RV with so many stickers.
There's a lot of stickers.
And I stood across to look over, and it was Blue Wave Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I came in here, and I was super stoked, like, oh my God, you won't believe who's here. And she's like, who? And I tell her Blue Wave Odyssey. She goes, no, they're not. And I'm like, yes, they are. No. I'm like, oh my God, just come outside.
Yeah.
And sure enough, came outside, and I showed her literally like one side over and on the opposite row.
Right.
And I showed her, and we have their phone number.
Well, now we have their phone number. We had their email. So when she told me, I was like, I'm going to shoot them over an email.
No, you text them too.
Afterwards. No, I didn't have their phone number until after the fact, when Debbie gave it to me. So I emailed them saying, howdy neighbor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I emailed saying, howdy neighbor, and I let them know where we were. And, I didn't want to be intrusive. They had our number.
That's right, they had our number.
And I didn't want to be intrusive and just show up. But if they were willing and wanted to meet up before they left, we're here. Mm-hmm. Well, they hadn't even seen my email. Mm-hmm. And since Debbie and Bob know that we're basically South Floridians and that we're traveling throughout Florida, they reached out saying, we hope you guys are doing good and blah, blah, blah.
They were just checking in on us.
They were checking in on us. I decided to throw out there, okay, so whenever you want to meet up, don't worry, I'm not going to show up. And they're like, what do you mean? Are you here?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I emailed you. And he's like, oh my God, I didn't even know. He walked over immediately. It's like, you might not show up at my door, but I'm going to show up at yours.
Yep.
So that was really funny. And
He's so much fun.
Yeah.
They both are.
Yeah. We've been following them basically since the beginning. Once they started doing all their lives, we were always part of their lives. We actually won a couple of their giveaways. Mm-hmm. They've bought our mug from Teespring, which Mary has our t-shirt. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we've just been in touch ever since. Now I have Debbie's number since they text us, checking in on us.
Yeah, we hung out. We talked football. We went to eat together.
Yeah.
And Dylan, their son, is also super cool.
Yeah.
And he got me to see a video about the Lord of the Rings, the filming of Lord of the Rings. Which
right.
I'm usually more interested in the way things are filmed or recorded or processed than I am in the actual footage. And we got to talking about that, and he shared something with me on YouTube, and it was an awesome.
Yeah.
It was a perspective shooting, basically.
Right.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun with them. They are super fun people.
Yeah.
We never stopped laughing with them.
It's funny because we ended up recommending taking them to the Whales, right? Which is where we went with Mary and Fred when they came and visited us, and they loved them.
We gave them a list.
Yeah, different recommendations, and they picked that.
Which one do you want to go to?
Oh.
Because
Bob's a big seafood lover too.
So that's the one they picked.
Yeah. So that was really nice. And then they ended up heading back. Thankfully, they don't have any damage to their home either. I think they're in Naples, right? They're in Naples.
They're in Naples or Fort Myers, I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I think it's Naples because of the Naples Pier.
Fort Myers Pier.
Fort Myers? I really think it's Naples. Okay, one of those. But yeah, they didn't have any major damage, thank goodness. And they've already headed back home. So can't wait to see them. We think, yeah. Oh, my nose is dripping.
The area where they live had damage, but the water actually came up to the house before theirs.
Right. Or their driveway.
So they got
the tip of their driveway.
They got out without any damages, and Debbie was really happy about that because she's doing a renovation on the house.
Yeah.
So imagine having to start that all over again.
A setback, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, Louis.
Oh, Louis outside. Hi. How are you doing? I know that you're in Florida also. I'm hoping that you weathered the storm too, and that your new place doesn't have any damage or too much damage.
Louis, as a Cuban, I totally appreciate better late than never.
You know what? Speaking of Cubans, I am actually going to make some frijoles negros tonight, and I was planning on creating a vlog on how to make them, at least our style, with Mary in mind, and even Bob from Blue Wave Odyssey, because he asked me for my recipe.
He asked for the recipe. Yeah.
So I was going to vlog
though.
it, but I'm like, my head is just pounding so bad. I'm like, I don't think I'm up for it. I can get through the live. I can't get through a vlog. But I think I'm going to cook it again at the next campground we're going to, so that I can go ahead and put that up there for everybody. I have all the ingredients right behind the camera, my onions and everything all chopped up and ready to go.
Yeah, everyone wants to know how to cook Cuban black beans.
Yeah, los frijoles negros. But Lou gave me a twist when I would make my frijoles negro with, sofrito, the traditional way. She's like, but have you ever put these meats in it? So with
I hope I didn't say it like that.
Well, no, you didn't say it like that. I can't remember exactly how you said it, but so ours is basically the carnivore lover version, because it has beef chunks in it, and it has chorizo in it, and it has bacon in it. It's so good. And then the calabaza pumpkin we mash, so it makes it more thick. It's just so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. I can't wait to start cooking.
None of the things that I can eat.
Well, I'm not going to do the meats on your ends. I am going to separate hers and then throw the meats in my hands. So hers will be vegan and mine will be carnivore. It'll be split down the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
But that won't be too difficult at all. So we talked about why we left. What does he say?
The Edelkampers. I'm thinking it's probably Fred. So as a Cuban, I appreciate Angie and Lou's good cooking.
Oh, as a Cuban. Well, I know he enjoyed my lechon asado.
And Louis says no issues with the hurricane.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Got lucky compared to the other people down south.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's good.
For sure.
Yeah, so next time we see you guys are going to need to cook something completely different, even though you got the staple. The pork, the beans, the rice, the plantains.
You basically got Noche Buena.
You got Noche Buena, which is Christmas Eve dinner meal for us, minus the yuca.
And you are missing out on the yuca.
You are. I'll make it for them next time we meet up with them.
The yuca
with my garlic sauce.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was my mom's favorite.
Yeah, she did love that.
My mom loved the way Angie makes yuca.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. What's going on there?
Edelkampers. It was nice to have all those wonderful leftovers.
I'm
while we were
sure.
boondocking through the hurricane.
I'm sure. I know your winds were just as horrible as ours.
Well, they have a bigger coach, so I'm sure they didn't feel it as much as we did. Did you guys feel the winds where you were
She
at?
told me she was rocking.
Because I think you guys were a little more north than us, and a little more east, so it could have been more windy.
I will say that I was very saddened to see that the beach did not have a lot of sea life that got washed ashore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand the hurricane didn't hit South Florida, but that's just like the most exciting part, is going to the beach and seeing everything that got washed ashore, and nothing, not a single thing. The beaches were pristine, and the water was just so calm.
And the Edelkampers said that they felt like they were in an ocean cruise. That was a bad cruise. That was a really bad cruise.
Yeah. You needed some Dramamine for that.
For sure.
Well, surprisingly, this campground was pretty empty when we got here, and still now it's like there are so many empty lots. It's like, where did everybody go? I would have thought that everybody in Thousand Trails and Central and Northern and Eastern Florida would have come south.
Agreed.
So I anticipated this place being like jam-packed. Not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sprinkled RVs here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not many at all. So that was shocking to see, and I'm really curious.
Yeah, right now
where
all
everybody
around
went.
us. Right now, all around us, literally next to us on both sides, nobody. Across the street on both sides, nobody. Behind us, one, and then to the other side, nobody. We're literally like
it's empty.
And this part, I'm assuming that when season is about to hit, I think it's October 15th.
Yeah,
for the Canadians. When I say season, I mean the Canadians. And then it'll start getting really, really full, and then it might be like an extreme challenge to get a site here. But I would have expected that because the hurricane was excluding Broward and Dade County, that people would think
to come
south.
Mm-hmm.
But we got super lucky.
Just as a lot of them went to Alabama. Interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess Cliff, which is a subscriber and follower on social media, and he was we met him. He was a neighbor at Peace River one day. He's like, I just dodged out of Florida altogether. He commented on Facebook. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I mean, it did end up going where, to South Carolina?
It went north. It went north, and I think it scurried around the coast.
So I guess it was smart to basically go north and then west.
Yeah, because it was going east.
Not west,
so
east.
If you would have gone west, you would have been fine.
Yeah, west.
Yeah.
I got my directions. I'm like, west, no east, no west. I'm out of it.
It's the same as her left and her right.
When I'm giving you directions, make a right. No, not that right. The other right.
And then it's too late.
There's always U-turns, right?
Not fun to do with an RV, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I am really like lost for what I want to talk about, just because I feel so bad. Can you think of anything?
I can think of cutting it short.
Oh, I'm saddened to want to cut it short. Almost. We can do half an hour instead of an hour today, guys, since Lou is feeling sick and I have a massive migraine. If you guys are good with that. But I will say that we've already, for this season 5, our main focus was covering Florida East Coast, which really Thousand Trails, all 3 of them are central. They're not east. And I would say on the East Coast, there might be just another 2 or 3 that we have not done. So we are almost done with the season. But since we have to jump from Trails Collection back to Thousand Trails and Trails Collection, because we don't have an adventure, we have an elite.
Right.
So we do need that time out. And then because we're also trying to be budget conscious when it comes to gas, we don't want to end up just going into Thousand Trails for 7 weeks to go back into a Trails Collection. That's a lot of mileage and a lot of gas. We're taking advantage of that full 21 days. That does extend it a little bit more. But I am happy to say that we are almost done with the East Coast. I think literally there might just be 2 or 3, and that's not counting the paid ones though, because we are not at least planning to do those. The 2 in Key West and the Everglades, those are the only 3 on the East Coast that we won't be touching up before we start hitting the west coast of Florida. So I want to give that little update as to where
But
we're
I mean,
at.
there's like what, 4 in the Orlando area that we're not gonna.
But that's
do.
all central too. So the centrals are getting sprinkled in with the East Coast and the West Coast vlogs because there's so many in the Orlando area. There's like 5 of them in that area, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 7.
Everyone understands that we might need to check out early.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
But on that note, we are almost at our monetization. We are a little bit under 300 hours to go. So that is really exciting for us, and we do appreciate everybody that comes in and watches our lives after the fact. So for those that came in late, winking at you, Lewis. If you want to go back and watch this again so that we can get the full time, it would be much appreciated. Again, we're about a little bit under 300 hours. So I foresee this happening before the end of the year, maybe even by the end of next month, crossing my fingers, before our channel actually gets monetized. I did hear from Bob and Debbie with Blue Wave Odyssey that there are ads already playing on our channel. That doesn't mean that we're monetized yet, because we're not. They're just playing them for some reason. So want to give you guys that heads up. And then what else? We are going to continue doing our lives right before we leave a campground, and we're going to try to continue doing the Sundays. We did one campsite live. It wasn't an exciting one. I thought that we would have more wildlife interactions at Wildwood, and we didn't. And I didn't want to do it here at Breezy Hills because it's completely dead and there isn't any wildlife here. And we didn't set up outside, no rug, no chairs, the awning out, nothing. It's like all we need to do when we leave is just unhook the sewer, the electric and the water. That's it.
We're bare bones.
Yeah, we didn't do anything here.
We spend more time with family than anything else. And I worked on an RV project.
Yes.
And that was it.
An RV project. You don't want to share what you did? You can share what you did.
Apparently I should. She's forcing me into it. So I removed the furnace.
Yeah.
I talked to Fred about it a while back and then forgot about it because it wasn't important. And then remembered again and decided, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And it was really brainless.
It was easy. You did it pretty fast. So that's additional storage that we have in this little tiny space now on the inside, because it's actually underneath our couch. And where the furnace was next to that, there's like a bunch of electrical stuff. So something Lou ended up doing is creating a little wall in there too, so like that whatever we store in there on travel days, it won't roll over and hit all those electrical cords.
Right.
So that's great that she did that.
The electrical box is there. It's part
And
it's
then
under the thing, and I just created a false wall so nothing would roll into there.
Right. And then the front of, I guess, the walkway, instead of having a hole there, she created like a little door too. Not a real door with hinges or anything like that. It does have Velcro. It looks like a real door because it has a handle, but you just basically pull it off so that you can access everything in there and then put it back on. We did the exact same thing for under the dinette area, which is now the full-time bed. That's where we have our shoes and decor, like Halloween decorations and Christmas decorations are all stored in there.
Yeah.
And it looks like a normal, real, cute door with a handle. So that was a project Lou did while we were here.
Yeah, I think the hardest part was just sealing the little exhaust on the outside, but no recording of it. It takes too long when there's video. But that was the hardest part, just sealing out the outside so it wouldn't rain through there.
Lexi had a vet appointment so she can get refills on her medicine.
Yeah.
Since our vet is here, even though Banfield is everywhere, and we decided to go with Banfield for that reason, because then she can see the vet anywhere versus her vet that's here in Hollywood, Florida, that she's seen basically all her life.
Right.
But since she already had created a relationship with the one here, the Banfields, before we left, we figured might as well go back to the same one. They've already seen her. They can give her all her refills.
Yeah, and
so
the
that's
vet that
good.
we have here at Banfield, she's amazing. Her name's Jennifer Burton.
Did you record it?
If you're ever in the area and you are using Banfield, the Boca Raton Clinic,
Yeah.
and the doctor's name is Jennifer Burton.
She
awesome. Is incredible.
She's a great.
She has a
vet.
great sense of humor. She's very knowledgeable.
Big heart.
Yeah, and she's fast. She's fast. She expedites things for
Yeah.
you. So we really appreciate that. And I mean, really, all we have to do is call her from wherever we are, and she, can give Lexi the refills that she needs.
Yeah, I was shocked because our normal vet that's been seeing Lexi basically her whole life, with her medications, sometimes she would just do it once a month. And if we were lucky, maybe she'd give us 2 or 3 refills. Dr. Burton gave us 6 refills. She knows that we're on the road, and I think she was just trying to make everything easier for us. So that was really exciting and great. And I did see Mary's question. They're asking if I recorded it.
And I readjusted it. I said, no, it takes too long.
Lou gets frustrated with her projects. I want to record all the projects that she does, but she gets frustrated with me because now the time that she takes to get something is going to take double the amount of time because I have the camera in her face and I'm asking her questions. Why did you do this? And how did you do that? And what are you using? Because I feel like the vlog needs to be detailed if it's going to be almost like a how-to so that somebody else can know what tools they're using and all the details. And she gets frustrated with me with those things.
Yeah.
So I was forbidden from making a vlog out of it.
Yes. I get frustrated with video all the time. It's not just with that. It's not my thing. I am a reluctant participant of Angie's vlogs. So I try to get away from participating in any which way or form that I can. And particularly when I'm doing a project, it's particularly annoying that I'm trying to figure something out and then she wants me to stop and speak out loud what I'm thinking, and then, what screwdriver are you using and why are you taking that screw out of there? And I just, it takes away the fun that I have doing a project.
Yeah.
So this particular project, it's mindless.
She did say it was super easy.
It's mindless.
So if we were ever to do it in the future again, I'm going to be able to record it because then you're going to know better.
That's a hard no.
When I told her this morning, like, hey, I'm going to have the camera out because I'm going to record me doing the frijoles negro. She's like, I'm not going to be in it, right? Like, all serious. I'm like, no, you're not going to be in it. Don't worry about it.
I am a reluctant participant. I am telling you guys, I am a reluctant participant. I need notice. I am the talent, and the talent is very difficult. As you guys probably know, you've heard, many actors and actresses in the movie industries are very, very picky about everything they do. I'm the same way. I'm very picky. I don't want to be in that. I'm not ready. I need a notice. I need instructions. I need something to read.
She's such a pain.
I'm very difficult. Very difficult. And like I said, I am a reluctant participant.
So, tonight is a blood moon, in case you guys didn't know that.
So how did you know that?
You told me, which is why I'm going to ask you to tell them what it is you told me that we need to do today. So like that we're putting that out into the universe and sharing that knowledge with someone else that they can do the same thing. And if they're open to the vibrations of the universe and stuff, then they might do it. So
I think Google is a great place to look up what a blood moon is and what it's about. I'm not in any position to sort of give that kind of information.
Okay.
But it is interesting that it was yesterday and today, and you guys should look it up. And if you're up late at night, and I mean really late at night, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and you can step outside, you might actually be able to see the moon in red. And that'll be really interesting because it doesn't happen a lot. But Google has great information on what a blood moon is.
Yes, that's her saying, no, I'm not going to say it. Well, can I say what you told me to do?
I'd rather you didn't.
Oh, okay. Google. Okay. So go check out Google and, look up blood moons.
So the Edelkampers must have seen it last night. She said it was so lovely last night.
Oh, the moon. I didn't see it last night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it was last night and tonight. Well, I knew that last night was a full moon. Lexi, you're gonna... I knew that last night was a full moon. Saturday and Sunday were full moon. I didn't know about it being a blood moon.
The 9th and the 10th are supposed to be blood moons. And you should be able to see it probably around 3 in the morning, something like that.
Oh no, I'll be knocked out of sleep. Nope. You can take pictures and show me.
You can Google it and
I'm
see
sure
it.
there's going to be a million pictures posted all over Instagram.
You can Google it and see it.
You're such a pain. I can't stand her. All right, I think this is a good time to close it out. Oh my God, the pounding is ridiculous. I need to get to cooking, and I took a headache medicine. I forget what it's called. It has like 3 different medicines in it, but I think I'm also going to take an ibuprofen, see if that helps, and then probably call it a night early. And if you enjoyed today's live, hit that thumbs up button before it ends, even though, yeah, I should have asked to hit that thumbs up button earlier, because then that would have pushed the analytics. Now that it's ending, it doesn't really matter. But go back and hit that thumbs button once it's published. And we will see you guys in the next live, which will be from an undisclosed campground.
Yeah, because we don't know Ruby.
Well, we will share that with everybody on social media the day of, so like that you guys know in advance where it is that we're going to be at. And thank you so much for coming. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. And the next vlog, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, like I mentioned, it's still going to be in Port Orange, and we're going to be visiting, just an FYI, the Parkway, Port Orange Causeway Park.
Yeah.
So be sure to check that out, because it was a really cool place, and you're going to learn a little bit about it. All right.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.